What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. This will be a general reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we'll be using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards mixed with the Good Tarot, both by Colette, Baron-Reid, for this reading. Also, this reading is not time specific. Whenever you get the messages is when they're intended for. We start off here, actually. It's one of those readings. So, the Strength card. First of all, she's, because I'm noticing the wheat in her hand, she's reminding me of the Empress card, which is the embodiment of all elements. She is the epitome of fruitfulness, creation. She creates by just being, and she's backing the lion up. And with the 8 there, and yesterday being the 8-8 portal, and me following Stefano de Mattias's journey and him being a Leo, I'm gonna say that this is again another female figure backing him up in this roar, in this. You see how he's roaring, and it's as if his sound is now having her blow in the horn, and it's being echoed. It's being reverberated all around. And I think that fool might be me, because I keep repeating. I keep saying, go and check out his work, go and do his meditations. And my higher self is guiding me. So, and look at how the light is everywhere. And this is you. This is this falling, all this information, all this light, all this sound falling in your ears. I'm just being fascinated by it. Because once it falls in your ears and you actually follow it through and you go and do one of his meditations, it will be the equivalent of being in this sacred pool. And let me read what the sacred pool is for you. It says, the world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. When you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? The sacred pool card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. We are all works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. And that's what he does. In his meditations, he has you bring a thought and a body part sensation and an emotion up for inspection, and he has you visualize them as spheres and then integrate them. And to me, that's like this tarot card, and how the light is being, all these dark hallways and shadow aspects of yourself are being penetrated by the light of consciousness. And so I know I'm skipping again, just that's my style, so just bear with me. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated. Say, reflect by the sacred pool to be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you are the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. And I'm saying Matthias de Stefano because he came in another reading as the voice of this little bird, as the voice of this little bird, as in to say his education might not be, might just be a teeny tiny voice in the collective. You know, the way he sees things, the way he says, you know, bring it back inwards, bring your focus back inwards, and that's how you change the world. I mean, all the spiritual teachers have always been saying that, but he sits down and shows you how to do it, shows you how to activate your chakras with sounds and with questions. He's guiding us step by step into flourishing, into the flowering of consciousness, into opening all our chakras, opening all our energy, centers, which might not be what we're used to. It might be that little birdie sound, you know, as opposed to the culturescape that we live in. The majority of the sounds blaming us and telling us we're not good enough in some way. But he's not judging anything to be good or bad. He says his flag is neutrality. So, and this deck has a card of the Wizard of Awareness that talks about just that, you know, stepping out of whatever the situation is and viewing everything with neutrality as a way to see clearer and take the right action. So this bird is looking at this, and this talisman is a symbol of crystallized wisdom. So we're turning all our experiences into wisdom, crystallized wisdom. I'm going to read the talisman too, just to give you a better idea. It says, a lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. The encouragement card says you're receiving a nudge in the right direction. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored, and the nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. You will get the help you need and won't be alone in your quest. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You are on the right path. Keep going. This journey that he's just started 3 days ago, and this path that I personally have joined him in, the path of the I am, you know. I'm gonna let him do a lot of the explanation since it's his work, but it's about the different aspects of the self. It's about discovering who you are through a fresh new lens, free of judgments. I had a dream where I was standing in front of these huge windows, dirty windows, and I was watching the ocean, and the ocean waves were getting higher and higher, and I was getting so scared. But then when the waves started cleaning the windows, I was relieved. I was feeling so happy. I was like, wow, now I can see better. And then the next day, I had a reading where I got led to an article where the dolphins were communicating to this woman called Penelope Smith, and she was saying that the dolphins were saying that they can show her the way to transform fear into fun and confidence. And one of their messages was, we will help you as you have seen in your vision. So I took it that the dolphins were going to show me how to clean my windows of perception, how to clean my emotional body, how my emotions, how to view everything in a place of universal acceptance. And that's why I keep going on and will probably keep going on about Matthias de Stefano's education, is because that's exactly what it does. We all have these dark alleys. It's the shadow aspect that Carl Jung talks about. So Carl Jung says, in becoming aware of the shadow, first as an intellectual concept and then via introspection and reflection, which is what the sacred pool talks about, we seek to discover what our own personal shadow consists of. We awaken to a moral conflict, to the troubling idea that a portion of our personality is at odds with contemporary morality and with what our family and peers in society judges good and evil. And I'm just hearing Shakespeare's quote nothing is good or bad. Thinking makes it so. It's your mind that judges. Everything just is. Like Eckhart Tolle says, the weather just is. The weather just is. The dreadful you provided. So by saying the weather is dreadful, this is the filter that you've put on the weather. This is what you bring to the table. Dreadful. But the weather is just rainy or sunny. So, in the attempt to protect our personality, this recognition can motivate us to take a stance with nature beyond good and evil, and to examine the morality we have been socialized into. In undergoing such an examination, we are likely to discover how much hypocrisy, complacency, and fear underlies many of the moral injunctions we obey, and furthermore that ridicule and moral condemnation are often driven by envy. In response to this realization, we may feel the need to behave in ways less in line with a dominant moral code of our day, ways considered evil by social morality. It is not that we want to become evil in the sense of turning criminal or committing heinous acts against our fellow man, but evil in the sense of detaching ourselves from what we see as flaws of our moral code, so we can reconnect with the parts of our personality we lost in our shadow long ago. Most people are horrified at the thought of questioning, or heaven forbid, or heaven forbid, breaking the moral code they were socialized into. They believe the value judgment. This is black, this is white, and there's no gray, So they believe in the value judgments, good and evil, imposed on them by their schooling, parents, peers, society, as written by the fabric of reality. They don't understand that morality, like a society, can be sick and in need of overcoming. We want to be capable of using force, but without being forceful, because that creates the greatness of character. And it moves us more towards psychological wholeness. And with it, a new depth of rootedness is born. A new connection between yourself and you. When you get rooted in your I am, in your center, when you take your attention back to where this whole experience is originating from, it grounds you. This sacred pool and the meditations that I'm talking about, it breaks down everything into fragments that are easy for you to comprehend. When you say I have no self-esteem, or I have low self-esteem, or low self-worth, or I don't, whatever it may be, that's a huge concept that you wouldn't know where to start. Like, I wouldn't know where to start with that if I just tell myself, I don't think I have enough self-confidence to do fill in the blank. But if I bring awareness bit by bit, day after day, to what's going on inside me, to my emotions, to my thoughts, to my thought patterns, then most, like Carl Jung said, most of the things I believe about myself is the freaking sticky labels society's put on me. You know how nasty these labels are? They're so hard to get rid of. You know the ones I'm talking about. So it takes time to detach from these labels. It takes time to detach and disidentify with the identities people have projected onto you. But it's worth the time. And that every time I do these readings, this little fellow gives us company. And he's pointing at the tower this time. So I'm going to read the tower for you. The tower talks about surprises. Things happen really fast when this card shows up in a reading. Its appearance could portend a total paradigm shift or a sudden upheaval that takes something away in order for something better to take its place. It could be that I've had an epiphany. Whatever it is, this card tells me unexpected events will be very interesting and offer opportunity for positive transformation if I remain present with my eyes open. That's all I have for you, Scorpios. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you'd like to be part of the channel. Share. And until next time, I'm sending you much, much love. And I'm hoping you stay safe. Bye for now.